What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, QQQ, and then the S&P 500, which everything at this point is pretty much in free fall. I'm very excited to go over today's episode here. We are also going to be looking at the coin market cap and yesterday's episode briefly here. You can see yesterday's video, we kind of mentioned the fact that this week is going to be pretty brutal for cryptocurrency. As we discussed just previously, I don't know why I made them both pink, that's funny, but just previously we said that I have shocking news for us and that there's no time left. More than likely we're going to hit this major resistance and start the correction to the downside, and that's exactly what we're experiencing now. So what's interesting here is going on to XRP, you can see we've been in this descending kind of fractal here in what I believe is a bull flag formation, and we discussed where we left off in just yesterday's episode was in this landslide we're most likely going to retest this price floor, which is exactly what we hit today. And if we are to close support below this, if the price closes below this to the downside, we are going to experience a very large sell-off to the downside. We're also going to be looking at Ethereum, which is, oh boy, of course that would happen, which is continuing to slide lower. Let me pull up Ethereum right here. You can see continuing to slide lower, continuing to form inside this major downtrend. We'll extend this out. We'll extend this out as well. And more than likely, we're going to continue to head lower and lower and lower. But again, it's all contingent on a lot of these cryptocurrencies, so I'm excited to go over it. You can see Bitcoin rejected off support, is pulling lower. QQQ, massive sell-off, just fell to support here. Hopefully it holds this, but what a drop. This is lower than the previous time. This might be an opportunity to buy in because this is a low of 15% now. That I might not toss up. You can see even for here, we'll see if S&P can head lower. It certainly can. Is down about 10.6, but could easily head 11 or 12%. We'll see where we go. But the markets are starting to dip, and this is only Monday. More than likely, we're going to see more of this later on. But that's going to be it for today's video. I want to give but that's going to be it. But that's what we're going to have to talk about in today's episode. I want to give a huge shout out to Pepe Meme for sponsoring today's video. And let me tell you a little bit more about them. I want to give a huge shout out to Pepe Meme for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, Pepe Meme is a meme coin project built on the Solana blockchain, aiming to create a comprehensive ecosystem for the crypto community. Impressively, the project has garnered significant attention with its pre-sale already exceeding $3.5 million and a substantial following on social media platforms like Twitter and Telegram, which are still rapidly growing. What's crazier is top exchanges like Binance and Coinbase are following them, and that's just the beginning. The Pepe Meme ecosystem includes features such as a Telegram airdrop game with over 2 million players and a launchpad designed to simplify the creation and deployment of meme coins. I also was given some insider information that the airdrop from the Telegram game will be more than 20 million. All in all, Pepe Meme has already raised over $3.5 million in their pre-sale, and it was only the first round. The main funds and investors will appear soon, and the game will soon be available in the Apple Play Store. The project's goal is to attract more than 50 million users, and this is just the beginning of their story. So guys, if you're interested in Pepe Meme, then make sure to enter at the earliest stage while it's still possible and at the cheapest price. Otherwise, shout out again at Pepe Meme for sponsoring today's episode, and remember to do your own thorough research before participating in any pre-sale. Otherwise, let's get back into the technical analysis. So guys, diving into the technical analysis, you can see the current coin market cap is down just a little bit, 24 on the Fear and Greed Index. We're opening up and we are falling. We're not really down today by much, pretty much just flatlined out here, consolidating sideways here, but you can see we're down 5.7% for the past 7 days, 12.5% for Ethereum, 14.7% for XRP. I mean, markets are just landsliding down. Bitcoin landsliding down. Ethereum landsliding down. Everything is starting its descent to the downside here, and it's pretty insane if you ask me. Now, what's more so interesting is the fact that we're consolidating in the past 24 hours, but we're most certainly down. Like Bitcoin is not really up by any means. You can see how we're starting this stagnation and correction process here. If I look at like XRP, for example, we are on a descent. Yeah, we had a little recovery, but you can see we're holding on for dear life on XRP. We're looking for one last rebound like this and then a pull to the downside here as we are forming some sort of head and shoulders pattern. You can see we've already had the first shoulder. The head is this right here. This is what we're looking for a second shoulder. And we have the neckline in yellow here. This is support that we've used on numerous occasions to hold the line here, trying to hold the price above support, the floor. And you can see we've come back into contact. More than likely, we're going to consolidate and probably break out and get one last hoorah, like one last pump to the upside, and then we'll probably consolidate and pull lower. That's truly what I expect to see happen. So something along the lines of this is where I expect to see the correction take place. But this floor is what needs to be held. We need to hold this. If we don't hold this, we're going to dump. But either way, it pretty much comes to it at any point here. At any point we see price floor break through this support, we're going to dump very quickly and very fast. So pay attention to this. If we see the floor break, we will see a huge short opportunity. If we break through this price ceiling, we'll see a long opportunity. And this is going to continue to carry suit. So for the most part right now, am going to consolidate. We're going to allow this to play out, to trend sideways, and not really see much movement. And once we figure this out, once we see this consolidation, if we can breach this price ceiling, then we'll buy in and long. If we break the floor, we'll buy in and short. But until then, allow this market to consolidate out, and then we'll take advantage of it with either a long or short opportunity. As for Solana and these other cryptos, extremely undervalued, trending sideways. Solana is a little bit harder to trade because we are holding this support as well. But for the most part, we're kind of sitting ducks right now until we breach this resistance like we were in an uptrend. I'm really not even going to trade Solana at this point. It doesn't look all that accurate unless we this is crazy, but unless I do this, unless we pull this down a hair, that's actually crazy and more accurate than before. That's wild. Check this out. This almost screams a more accurate support / resistance than before. Let's pull this down here. Wow, look at that. So this now shows us still inside a descending fractal here, rejection off support. So until we break through this, we are sitting ducks for consolidation. That's actually huge. More than likely, this is the accurate descending fractal forming on Solana here. Ethereum is still consolidating downwards, holding some sort of floor. I don't know how accurate that is, but we could draw it in for right now. Just a horizontal support right about here. And we're holding that pretty well. So if we break through this floor, we will consolidate or pull lower here. But until then, again, sitting ducks. This whole market right now is just sitting ducks. Wait for confirmation breaches for us to buy in. Same thing with Bitcoin. Rejected clearly off resistance, starting to pull down. It's only Monday. We could very easily head lower. But again, allow this market to consolidate and breach either the supports or the resistances before we make any sort of sudden moves. Because otherwise, you're playing too much risk and you don't want to leverage yourself too much. The markets are already starting to consolidate downwards here. Looking at QQQ as well, this is a huge drop, and it kind of correlates with these other cryptocurrencies as well. So if we fill this in, we're more than likely going to experience a pull to the downside here or a correction to the downside. That's where I'm expecting to see this market pull down to. But until we fill this in, we're pretty much sitting ducks here. QQQ has fallen, and you can see it's now hitting a support. So more than likely it might consolidate out, or we could pull back down lower, but we're probably going to head up and then come down some. That's what I'm looking for here. But this is a huge sell-off, a massive sell-off to the downside. So I'm expecting to see a bit of consolidation right now since we've seen this heavy pullback. And the same thing goes with the stock market too. And I'll explain what I mean at the end of this here. But you can see here, major sell-off as well. We have a lot of these supports and resistances where we've consolidated up, broken down, and fell lower here. Inside these fractals, we're trying to kind of map out where supports and resistances are. I do have a lot of lines drawn on here for the most part, but I guess I'll delete this and delete this for right now. But you can see this descending fractal taking place here as we're sliding lower, and there's a good chance we could head even further down and pretty much continue to do that movement until we breach some sort of resistance or start some uptrend. We were trying to do it here, but until then, we're pretty bearish across the board on these cryptos, which is insane. Stock market and cryptos as well. But we're going to hit a point where we're going to bottom off and then see some consolidation. And we'll see what happens when that time comes. But that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.